The snow was falling slowly. The forest was silent. Tall pine trees stood like frozen guards. Everything was calm. Too calm, but deep under the snow. Something strange was happening. In a secret military base, far from cities, a loud alarm began to beep. Red lights flashed. Screens showed a strange signal coming from the northern forest. It was not human, it was old. And it was powerful. Commander Briggs looked at the screen. This signal, it's back, he said quietly. The room fell silent. 10 years ago, Earth had picked up a similar signal. It was connected to something they called Project Guardian. A powerful creature was created to protect Earth's wild lands. A mix of nature and machine, a giant white tiger. But it disappeared long ago. Now, the signal had returned. Enter the Red Team, a group of elite soldiers in red tactical suits prepared for the mission. Their faces were serious. Each one had trained for years. The leader of the team was Captain Reyna, a strong and smart soldier. She didn't talk much, but everyone trusted her. The team boarded a silent black dropship. Snow clouds filled the sky. As they flew toward the frozen forest, the signal grew stronger. Stay alert, Reyna said. We don't know what we're walking into. The ship landed softly in the middle of the woods. Snow crunched under their boots. Cold wind blew through the trees. They moved slowly, carefully, scanning the area with special trackers. Suddenly, Private Juno stopped. Captain... I see something. In the distance, a cave entrance was glowing. Soft blue light came from inside. Strange buzzing sounds echoed through the air, not like bees, but colder. Mechanical. The team approached the cave, weapons ready. Inside, the light grew stronger. On the walls, they saw markings, old symbols like from another world. And there, in the center, it was there. A giant white tiger, lying still. Its body was huge like a tank, but beautiful. Pure white fur with black stripes. Parts of its legs and shoulders were made of metal. Its eyes were closed but glowing faintly. Is it alive? Whispered Private Hawley. Captain Reyna stepped closer. Yes, and it's watching us. Suddenly, the buzzing grew louder. From the dark corners of the cave, they came. Tiny metal bees. Hundreds, no thousands. Their eyes glowed red. Their wings moved fast. And they were not here to talk. Everyone back. Now, Reyna shouted. The bees attacked like a storm. Sharp stingers. Tiny blades. They flew toward the soldiers with deadly speed. The team opened fire. Lasers and bullets lit up the cave. The white tiger opened its eyes wide, glowing bright blue, and let out a deep, powerful roar. The sound shook the walls. The tiger leapt forward, claws tearing through the metal swarm. It protected the soldiers, moving fast despite its size. But more bees kept coming. They weren't stopping. This isn't just a random attack, Reyna said. They're hunting it. They want the tiger. Outside the cave, the forest was no longer quiet. Explosions lit up the snow. Trees burned. The sky turned orange. The battle had begun. In the middle of it all, a soldier looked up at the sky. A shape was moving, something big, floating high. Above the forest. What is that? He asked. Captain Reyna stared. Her voice was low. It's not just bees. There's something controlling them. And then, silence again. The bees suddenly flew back, fast, into the sky. The tiger stood still, breathing hard. The snow melted around it from the heat of battle. The team looked around, confused. Why? Did they stop? Asked Hull. Reyna walked to the tiger. It didn't growl. It didn't run. It looked at her like it understood. And then she noticed it. A glowing mark on its side. A symbol they had seen before. During Earth's war with the alien hive, this tiger, she whispered, was made to fight them. The tiger took one slow step forward. Then another. And the ground rumbled softly. The mission had changed. This wasn't just a signal. Any more. It was a warning. Asterisk, the snow had stopped falling. Smoke was in the air. Burnt trees and melted snow covered the ground. The forest had turned into a battlefield. Soldiers stood quietly. Their faces were cold, serious, confused. No one spoke. Even the wind was still. The giant white tiger stood beside them, calm but alert. Its breathing was heavy. The light in its eyes had changed, now brighter, sharper. It was ready. Captain Reyna looked up into the gray sky. Why did the bees stop? She asked, more to herself than anyone else. Private Juno walked slowly around the cave entrance. I don't think they stopped, he said. I think they called for backup. Reyna's eyes narrowed. That's when they heard it again. The buzzing, faint, far and rising, not from one place, but from all directions. The swarm was not gone. It was growing. Elsewhere in orbit, high above Earth. Deep in the clouds, an alien satellite flickered to life. Blue lights pulsed through its strange metal surface. Inside, thousands of robotic bees crawled, charged, and flew downward, toward the forest, toward the white tiger, and something else was inside. Something bigger. Something with a mind. Back. On the ground. The soldiers quickly set up scanners and defenses around the clearing. Reyna turned to the tiger. You're not just an animal, you're more than that. But why are they after you? The tiger stared at her. Then it walked forward, slowly, and used its metal claw to scratch a symbol into the snow. The soldiers gathered around. It was a simple symbol, a bee with a crown. Private Hall spoke, confused. A queen? Reyna nodded. Yes, the hive. Queen. Suddenly the scanners beeped, loud and fast. Private Juno looked at the screen. His eyes went wide. Captain, we've got movement. 2,000 incoming, all around us. They're surrounding the forest. Reyna didn't flinch. Get ready. This isn't a rescue anymore. This is a war zone. The swarm arrived. From the skies, from the trees, from the caves, the killer Robo-Bees came like a wave. This time they were stronger, faster, sharper. Their eyes glowed blood red. Their wings cut through the air like blades. The soldiers opened fire. Blue lasers lit the snow. Bullets flew. Explosions echoed, but it wasn't enough. They're adapting, shouted Halle. They're learning our weapons. The white tiger jumped into the air, spinning and slashing with its metallic claws. Every move was powerful. Every roar shook the forest. It was protecting the team, not running, not afraid. But the bees kept coming. Inside the battle. Rayna saw a strange bee larger than the others. It had a glowing core in its chest. That one's different. She shouted, "Cover me!" She ran forward and fired at the large bee. Sparks flew as it crashed to the ground. Reyna knelt beside it and pulled out the glowing core. It pulsed with strange energy. What is this? She whispered. The tiger walked over and looked at it. Then it made a low growl. Reyna understood. This is a tracker, she said. They're using these to find you. She looked at her team. That means more are coming. Back at base. Commander Briggs watched from the screens. His officers looked worried. Sir, should we call them back? One asked. Briggs shook his head. No, if that tiger is truly Project Guardian, then this might be humanity's only chance. In the forest. The team moved quickly. They used the broken bee parts to build traps and shields. They set up electric fences and pulse bombs. Reyna spoke to her team. We fight smart. We fight together. And we protect that tiger at all costs. The tiger stood beside her. It growled low. Ready. Then, without warning, the ground shook. The trees bent. And from the far ridge, a new sound came. Not buzzing, but screeching. Cold, alien, loud. The sky began to darken. And then, rising from the smoke, they saw it. a giant bee-shaped machine, glowing from head to stinger. The Hive Queen, Reyna said. The tiger roared in reply. The real fight had just begun. Smoke still hung in the air. Ash floated like soft black snow. The white tiger stood tall in the center of the destroyed forest clearing. Its glowing blue eyes watched the sky, alert, ready, angry. The Hive Queen was out there. The ground stopped, shaking for now, but the danger had not passed. Something worse was coming. Captain Reyna placed the glowing bee core inside a sealed case. Its energy pulsed like a heartbeat. That was just a scout, she said. The queen ... She hasn't even shown her real face yet. The tiger gave a low growl, a warning, not fear. Private Juno stepped closer. Ma'am, what is that thing? I mean, the tiger. It fights like it knows more than us. Reyna looked up at the massive creature. It does, she said quietly. A lot more. Flashback 7 years ago. A secret lab hidden deep in the Arctic. Scientists working fast, war raging in the sky above. Alien ships raining down machines, trying to burn Earth's wild zones, the forests, the rivers, the oceans. Why? Because the alien hive feared Earth's nature. They couldn't control it. So humanity built something that would protect it, something that was part animal, part machine, and completely loyal to Earth. Project Guardian. They chose the most powerful predator in the snowy forests, a white tiger. They gave it metal bones, energy claws, a mind link, and something no machine had ever had before, a soul. It was not just built. It was awakened. But during a massive battle, Project Guardian disappeared. Some believed it was destroyed. Others said it had gone into hiding. Until now. Back to present. The soldiers were quiet. Private Holly broke the silence. So ... That means this tiger ... is the last of Project Guardian? Reyna nodded. The only one left. And the hive wants it gone, forever. Suddenly, a small drone from the trees. It was damaged but still working. On its screen, a video played, grainy, old, top secret. A voice spoke from the past. If Project Guardian falls into hive control, Earth's last line of defense will be gone. Protect it, or lose everything. The tiger looked around, then walked toward a burned tree. With its claw, it scratched a strange pattern into the bark. A map. The map showed more than just forest. It showed a buried structure deep in the valley. The Guardian Core Station. Reyna's eyes widened. Is that where you were created? The tiger didn't answer, but the light in its eyes flickered. Almost like a nod. Juno zoomed in on the map with his scanner. That area is blocked. Satellites don't see it. It's like ... It's hidden. Of course it is, Reyna said. Because that's where the queen is going. The team had 2 choices. Wait here and fight the queen when she comes. Or follow the tiger ... and finish this before she grows stronger. Reyna looked at her team. We move to the Guardian Core. That's where the final battle will happen, and this time, we bring the fight to them. On the way to the core, the team moved quickly. The tiger ran beside them, fast and silent. It led them through secret paths, frozen rivers, and broken bunkers. All the while, the swarm kept chasing, small groups of bees watching from above, waiting for orders. As they crossed an icy bridge, something exploded behind them. Boom! The swarm had found them. Move, Reyna yelled. The bridge shook. Soldiers fired back. The tiger jumped over the gap and landed like thunder. One soldier slipped. Private Len. He screamed, falling. The tiger reacted instantly. With a leap and a swing of its tail, it caught Len midair and placed him safely on the ground. Everyone stared. It saved him, whispered Hala. Reyna didn't speak. She just smiled. Arrival at the core. Finally, they reached the valley. A huge round door lay buried under snow and vines. The tiger walked forward and placed its paw on a stone symbol. The door lit up. It opened with a loud, mechanical hum. Inside was a chamber, old, silent, filled with glowing data walls. The Guardian core. The room lit up as the tiger entered. Screens turned on. The last mission logs began to play. A voice echoed through the chamber. Guardian status, online. Enemy target, Hive Queen. Priority, protect Earth's natural zones. Codename, Guardian Tiger. Reyna turned to her team. This is it, she said. The final fight begins here. And above them, the Hive Queen screamed. Asterisk. The cold wind blew through the valley. Snowflakes danced in the air. But the world was no longer peaceful. Something had changed. Something was coming. Inside the Guardian core station, glowing blue lights filled the walls. The white tiger stood in the center of the chamber, surrounded by screens showing old war data, alien maps, and Hive movement patterns. Captain Reyna watched carefully. This place is more than a lab, she said. It's a warning system. Private Juno pointed to a screen. Captain, this shows the swarm's growth rate. Look here. He zoomed in on a blinking red mark in the upper atmosphere. Reyna narrowed her eyes. That's her, she said. The Hive Queen. High above the earth. In the dark clouds above the forest, a massive shape floated. It wasn't flying like a ship. It was alive. Her metal wings stretched wide. Her body glowed from within, like burning lava trapped inside steel. The Hive Queen was not just a machine. She was a living mind, part alien, part AI, and completely focused on one mission. Destroy Earth's natural defenders, she could sense. The Guardian Tiger. She remembered it from the last war. The tiger had killed half her swarm years ago. Now she wanted revenge. She opened her mind. The hive responded. Thousands of killer bees, shaped like flying blades, swarmed down toward the planet. This time she was coming with them. Back at the Guardian core, Private Hala gasped. They're everywhere. The swarm is spreading across the whole forest. Private Len added, we don't have enough firepower to stop that. Reyna walked up to the main panel. The tiger sat beside her watching. She pressed a glowing button. The old core's voice spoke. Defense Protocol C activated. Guardian link unlocked. The room shook. A hidden wall opened. Behind it, a secret armory. Inside were powerful weapons, old energy suits, and a glowing chest plate, clearly designed for the tiger. Reyna looked at it all. These were made for the final fight. The tiger walked forward. It stepped into the chamber, and the armor clicked into place around its chest and legs. Its eyes glowed brighter. Its claws crackled with energy. It was no longer hiding. It was ready. Suddenly, alarms blared. A drone flew into the chamber, half destroyed, sparking, barely working. It played a video. A group of human soldiers from another base. They were under attack. These swarms flew through the skies like black rivers. Fire covered the trees. We have to help them, Juno said. Reyna shook her head. No, that's what the Queen wants. She's spreading the swarm to confuse us. The tiger looked toward the ceiling, then made a strange growling sound. Reyna understood. She's not just attacking us, she said. She's trying to connect to Earth's machines. Far above, inside the Hive Queen's mind. She reached her thoughts into the Earth's network. Satellites, drones, and signals. She was trying to take control. But something stopped her. A firewall. A digital guardian. The tiger's code still lived inside the planet's defense systems. The Hive Queen screamed in anger. She launched her elite swarm. Faster, deadlier, smarter. Straight into the valley. In the snow-covered valley, the sky turned black. The first wave of elite bees flew in, sharp and fast like missiles. The soldiers took positions outside the Guardian core. Reyna shouted, hold the line. Protect the tiger at all costs. The tiger ran ahead, roaring with fury. It leapt into the air, slashing through the swarm like a storm of blades. Its energy claws glowed with blue lightning. The soldiers fired energy blasts. Trees exploded. The snow caught fire. The valley lit up like a battlefield from an alien war, but they were outnumbered. Private Len was hit by a bee and fell. Another soldier went down. The swarm was endless. Suddenly, a deep shadow passed over the valley. Everyone looked up. And there she was, the Hive Queen. She floated down slowly, wings spread, eyes glowing red like twin suns. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. She simply pointed at the tiger, and the entire swarm turned toward him. The tiger growled and stepped forward. Reyna's voice broke the silence. "We don't run." She looked at her team. "We fight." The guardian tiger roared louder than ever before. The final war had begun. The snow was no longer white. Fire lit the valley. Smoke rose in dark clouds. The sky was filled with red light, not from the sun, but from the Hive Queen's eyes. She hovered above the battlefield, wings wide, her metal body humming with dark power. The robotic swarm circled her like a storm, waiting for the command to strike. Below her, Captain Reyna stood beside the white tiger. Her face was calm, but her eyes were sharp. Behind her, the soldiers checked their weapons. Their armor was damaged, their energy levels low, but their courage had never been stronger. This was it, the final stand. Reyna looked at the tiger. Its new armor glowed with blue light. Steam rose from its back. It had taken damage, but it didn't back down. She spoke softly. "You were built to protect, so were we." The tiger nodded. In that moment, no words were needed. Man and machine, animal and soldier, human and guardian. Together. The Hive Queen let out a high-pitched scream. The air shook. And then, the swarm attacked. Thousands of razor-sharp bees came flying down like arrows. The ground trembled under the force of their wings. Reyna shouted, "Hold the line!" The soldiers opened fire. Blue energy bolts lit up the valley. The tiger charged into the swarm, slashing and roaring. Every swing of its paw sent sparks flying. Its claws glowed like blades of lightning. But the swarm was endless. Private Holly ducked behind a burning tree. "There's too many." Private Len fired a pulse bomb, taking down a group of bees. "We're not stopping, not now." Above them, the queen moved slowly, watching, learning. She was searching for weakness, and she found it. She aimed her stinger directly at the guardian core. Entrance. Reyna saw it too late. No. Boom. The queen fired a red plasma blast. The entrance exploded. Part of the core station collapsed. Juno was hit by falling debris. He cried out in pain. Reyna ran to him. "You're okay. You're okay." The tiger roared and jumped above them, blocking. Another blast from the queen. It was bleeding from its side. A deep wound, glowing, sparking. But it didn't stop. Reyna stood up. "We need to take out the Hive Queen. Nothing else matters now." Len shouted from behind a rock. "But how? Our guns do nothing." Reyna looked at the glowing bee core in her hand, the one she took from the first elite drone. "This is the key," she said. "It connects the hive." She turned to the tiger. "Can you connect to it?" The tiger blinked, then lowered its head. Reyna placed the core on its armor. A spark passed between them. The tiger's eyes glowed brighter. Suddenly, the swarm hesitated. Some bees stopped moving. Reyna smiled. "It's working." The Hive Queen screeched, furious. She flew downward, fast, sharp, deadly. The ground cracked where she landed. Her legs unfolded into long, clawed spikes. Her wings turned into blades. She wasn't hiding anymore. She was ready to kill. The tiger moved toward her. Reyna ran beside it. The queen charged. Tiger versus queen. Steel met steel. Claws met blades. Sparks flew. The tiger bit into her wing. The queen stabbed into its side. Blood and fire mixed in the snow. Reyna and the soldiers fired at the queen's back. Smoke poured from her core. She screamed and turned her stinger toward them. Reyna knew it was coming. She didn't move. But the tiger did that in one final, powerful leap. The tiger launched itself into the air and slammed into the hive queen's chest. Both of them crashed into the mountain behind them. That an explosion rocked the entire valley. Flames shot into the sky. Then, silence. Only the sound of snow falling again. The swarm stopped, all of them, frozen in mid-air. Then, like dust in the wind, they began to fall. One by one, the hive mind was dead. The queen was gone. Reyna ran through the smoke. Her team followed. They found the crater where the queen had fallen. The tiger lay at the center. Still, silent. Its armor cracked. Its breathing slow. Reyna knelt beside it. Hey, Guardian, you did it. The tiger opened one eye. It blinked. Then closed it again, and the snow began to fall gently. The battle was over. The swarm was gone. The sky was quiet. Snowflakes drifted down, soft and slow, covering the valley like a white blanket. The ground was scorched, the trees burned, and the air still smelled like fire and smoke. But there was peace. Captain Reyna stood at the edge of a wide crater. Behind her, her team watched in silence. No one spoke. No one moved. At the center of the crater lay the white tiger. Still, silent. Its glowing armor had dimmed. Its eyes were closed. Blue light flickered weakly from its chest. Wires sparked softly. Blood mixed with snow. Reyna walked closer, each step heavy. She knelt beside it. Guardian, she whispered. Can you hear me? The tiger's ears moved. Slightly. A slow breath came from its mouth. Its side rose and fell. It was alive, but just barely. Private Len stepped forward, voice shaky. He saved the whole planet. Private Holly added, and he didn't run, not once. Juno limped over, holding his arm. He's not just a machine. He's a soldier. Reyna looked at the tiger's cracked armor, then at the hive queen's broken body nearby. She's gone, she said. The swarm is finished. But the price. She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't need to. Everyone knew. The snow began to fall harder. Time passed. They worked together to build a shelter around the crater, a warm tent, a heat shield, medical tools. The tiger was placed gently inside. Reyna stayed by its side. Her fingers brushed over the glowing core, still pulsing in its chest. Do you know what you are? She said softly. You're not a weapon, you're a symbol. The tiger opened one eye. It looked at her. A soft growl, weak but proud, came from its throat. You're not just a guardian, Reyna said. You're a hero. Meanwhile, at Earth Command, Commander Briggs received the message. Hive Queen destroyed. Swarm offline. Guardian alive. Minimal team survived. He stood in silence. Then he looked out the window toward the snowy mountains. Prepare a medal, he said. No. Prepare a statue, back in the forest. The team repaired what they could. They buried the fallen soldiers under tall trees, marked their graves with steel plates, and honored them with silence. The tiger watched the funeral from afar. It didn't roar. It didn't growl. It simply sat still. Like a silent guard. Later, Reyna sat beside it once more. She held a small device, the hive's broken control core. We stopped her. But others will come, she said. The tiger blinked slowly. You'll need time to heal, Reyna added. But we'll be ready next time, together. The tiger rested its head on her lap, like a tired warrior laying down his sword. Reyna looked up at the snowy sky. Maybe humans needed a reminder, she said, that nature is not weak. That even in the coldest, darkest place, something wild will always fight back. 1 week later, a new signal blinked on Earth's radar. A ship, alien, but not hive, passing near Saturn. Watching, listening, waiting. The Guardian core lit up again. and far away. In the snowy forest, the white tiger opened both eyes, fully awake. The forest had changed. The snow was still falling, soft and white. The air was cold, but it was no longer filled with fear. The swarm was gone, the hive queen was dead, and Earth had survived, but something deeper had happened. Something stronger had awakened. In the center of the mountain valley, the white tiger stood once again. Its armor was repaired, its wounds healing. The light in its eyes burned bright, not like a machine, but like a spirit reborn. Around it stood the soldiers who survived: Reyna, Holly, Len, Juno, his arm still bandaged. They were tired, bruised, but alive and proud. A few miles away, Earth Command had set up a new station, not to control the tiger, but to protect it. Scientists came to study the core. Engineers worked on new shields. But no one touched the tiger without permission. He was no longer a weapon. He was something more. A living legend. Captain Reyna stood near the hill, looking down at the valley. Her red armor was scarred, her rifle worn, but her eyes were sharp. Behind her, a young cadet approached. "Ma'am, is it true? That tiger saved the whole planet?" Reyna didn't answer right away. She looked toward the beast, watching it walk through the snow, slow and proud. Its steps were silent, but powerful. Then she nodded. "It didn't just save the planet," she said. "It reminded us who we are." Flashback. Reyna remembered that moment. The leap, the roar, the crash of metal and fire. The hive queen falling from the sky. The snow exploding with heat and energy. She remembered standing in the crater, staring into the tiger's eyes, not glowing like a machine, but warm like a friend. Back to present. Across the world, people watched the footage. Children pointed at the screen. "Is that real?" One asked. "Yes," the teacher said. "That is the guardian tiger. It protected the earth when no one else could." In cities and villages, people lit candles for the fallen. They raised flags for the survivors. And in the center of Capitol Square, they built a statue, not of a man, not of a gun, but of a roaring tiger, its metal claws raised high, its eyes blazing with courage. Beneath it, a plaque read, "To the Guardian. When the cold came, you stood. When the swarm came, you roared. You are not just a protector. You are a piece of us." Back in the forest, the tiger climbed the highest ridge. It looked out at the land below, trees, rivers, snow, wind. It didn't speak. It didn't need to. But in its chest, a small device glowed. The hive core. Still alive, still connected. Reyna walked up the hill and stood beside the tiger. "More are coming, aren't they?" The tiger blinked once. "Yes," she said. "I thought so." She placed her hand on its shoulder. "Then we'll be ready in space." A signal passed silently through the black. A new fleet. New enemies. Watching Earth. Measuring its strength. They had seen what happened to the hive queen. They had seen the tiger. And now they hesitated. Because they didn't see weakness. They saw something else. They saw humanity. Back on Earth. A soft growl rose through the cold air. The tiger looked up at the stars. Then it roared, loud, powerful, unstoppable. A roar that echoed across mountains. A roar that said, "This world is not yours to take." And all of humanity roared with it.